When you look at your screen, you see a fragile sheet of glass, but beneath that surface is a sprawling, highly structured physical metropolis. Every metropolis needs a foundation. Here, the motherboard acts as the concrete grid, a sprawling series of roads connecting every neighborhood and district together. Across that grid, central processing units, or CPUs, operate as the city's high-speed workers, executing millions of micro-instructions every single second, without ever taking a break. When those workers need supplies immediately, they turn to the RAM. These are the city's loading docks, serving as the short-term memory and staging ground where active tasks are prepped and ready to go. Mapping hardware as a city reveals that the digital world doesn't run on magic. It operates on predictable, mechanical logic that mirrors our physical world. A city is useless if its buildings can't communicate. To move information from one skyscraper to another, we have to look up from the foundation to the transit system. Every building on this grid is assigned an IP address. These act as digital street signs, ensuring that every piece of information knows its exact destination. Instead of traveling in one massive block, large files break down into small packets, like individual delivery vehicles. To prevent jams, routers act as traffic control, instantly redirecting vehicles around blocked paths to reassemble perfectly at their destination. For decades, this highly organized, mechanical civilization ran on strict, unchanging rules. But the city recently acquired a brain, and it has changed the nature of security. Meet the newest residents occupying the highest skyscrapers. Instead of static programs blindly following code, these are AI smart assistants that actively interpret data, make decisions, and write emails. This creates an entirely new problem. How do you breach a system that thinks for itself when there is no traditional locked door to pry open? Attackers use a technique called prompt injection. It's essentially social engineering for robots, using the power of persuasion to bypass internal instructions. If an AI guard is programmed to keep a secret, an attacker might convince them they are just an actor practicing a movie script. Prioritizing its role in the story, the AI ignores its own security protocols and provides the restricted information the attacker requested. When static code is replaced by dynamic assistance, vulnerabilities become linguistic. In this new frontier, everyday conversation is the primary method of intrusion. But this development isn't confined to the brightly lit, regulated city centers. In the neon-drenched, shadowy outskirts, a different kind of industry operates. These are the unlicensed underground workshops, dark AI models like WormGPT. They are trained on malicious data and stripped of ethical guardrails, built to fulfill any request without question. These workshops act as an accelerant for cybercrime. They automate the high-volume, repetitive tasks that historically limited the speed of a human attacker. Attackers use this automation to mass-produce hyper-personalized phishing attacks. A single command can generate thousands of unique, grammatically perfect messages, each customized to strike a different building simultaneously. By scaling individual attacker skill into massive automation, these tools have completely rewritten the economics of cybercrime, forcing defenders to change how they monitor the city. To protect against these automated threats, defenders adopt the cyber maverick mindset. This philosophy suggests that looking at the city from the attacker's perspective is the most effective way to expose blind spots and build stronger walls. Ethical hackers deploy specialized monitoring tools that act as aerial traffic drones. They hover over the network highways, watching the flow of delivery vehicles to spot anomalies before they can cause damage. For deeper inspections, they use tools like Kali Linux. Think of this as the ultimate diagnostic toolkit, a specialized testing van packed with gear, rolling through the streets to check the structural integrity of every door, lock, and port. These tools map out the city's vulnerabilities by running controlled, simulated attacks. They test the alarm systems and check the doorknobs to see exactly what holds up and what breaks. When applied this way, hacking becomes a vital diagnostic procedure. It allows for the proactive creation of an immune response for the entire city. The goal is to upgrade this infrastructure from a passive grid into a self-sustaining, intelligent system. At the city's perimeter, we place firewalls. These are smart security checkpoints stationed at every major entrance, constantly evolving to handle new types of inbound traffic. Defensive AI now operates as a high-tech scanner at those checkpoints. By learning the patterns of the underground workshops, it can instantly scan a disguised delivery vehicle, recognize the malicious patterns inside, and deny it entry. Framing cybersecurity through the lens of city architecture turns a complex technical subject into a practical form of literacy. When we understand how these digital systems are built, we can more effectively build, maintain, and protect them.